Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am a knitter and yarn dyer from the southwest of England, and this is where I share what I have been knitting and dyeing on over the past month or so. Unfortunately, I haven't got any dyeing to show you, and I haven't really got much knitting to show you either. It seems that I am suffering from glandular fever, or as it's known in the States, mono. So yes, I also have a day job in customer services. So once I've finished my day job, I have been finding I've been incredibly tired, so haven't really been able to get much knitting done, or had the brain space to work out new colours or things like that with my dyeing. So let's get the usual bits out of the way. If you like what you see here, if you like the things I knit and find my personality somewhat appealing, then do please like, subscribe and share these videos, and also hit the notification bell too, because it seems I'm rubbish at sticking to my own self-imposed timescales for when I'm going to upload videos. So I do try to post at least once a month with this podcast, and occasionally there will also be dyeing videos that I share as well. So if you want to catch up with those, do please hit that subscribe and notification bell. My social media links, you can find me as Sarah Knitty Bee on both Instagram and Ravelry, and my Etsy shop is Knitty Bee Yarn, so go check that out. And as with every time, all of the patterns that I will be discussing today will be linked below in the description box, so please check those out. Now the first finished item, or the only actual finished item I have got to share this month, I don't actually have with me because that has already been sent off to Malaysia to my cousin for his newborn little baby boy. So I'll pop some pictures in here. This started out as the Dogwood Blanket by Tin Can Knits. I had previously knit another one for a friend's baby, and unfortunately I found myself getting a bit laced out with having knit that, having knit this top that I'm wearing, we'll discuss in a moment, and I'm not the biggest fan of knitting in 100% cotton. So the blanket was knit out of Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton in the colourway Succulent. It washed up beautifully, softened up lovely once it was washed, but it was a bit rougher on your hands when knitting, and obviously no give whatsoever. So when doing all the lace stitches, I'd kind of got to the point where I didn't want to do any more lace, but the blanket had to be ready to fly out with my aunt over to Malaysia when she went at the end of July. So instead of doing 4 dogwood squares and seaming them together, I kind of cheated and decided to make a bit of a patchwork blanket, because there's nothing that says you can't change things up as you go along. So I, as you can see in the pictures, I've just picked up and knit some plain stockinette panels, for which I've just put in a sort of little self-draft lace lace heart, and also done a reverse stockinette heart as well, just to kind of tie that all together. I don't have any pictures of baby peanuts with the blanket, partly because it is so warm out there. I'd knit it as something that could put on the floor when he's laying down, or when it gets a bit chillier, something that he can have in his cot or in his pushchair or something. And at the moment, all the baby pictures that are being shared amongst the family tend to show him not wearing an awful lot of anything because it is so warm out there. So that's the Dogwood Blanket. I am very pleased with how it turned out, and it will be a long while before I pick up and knit in 100% cotton again. But this one was knit on my 4.5mm Chalgu needles. They are my go-to needles. I have the red lace set. So that's the only finished object I have got this month. Excuse me, sorry. But I do have a very nearly finished test knit. So I had mentioned about this in my last video, and I've checked with the designer, Becky Clow, and she says, yep, more than happy for me to share the pattern with you. So this is the Feels Like Summer tee by Becky Clow Designs. This is a beautiful pattern to knit. It's a top-down raglan, easy make one, or sorry, lifted increases for the raglan, knit back and forth until you join the V, and then just knit round and round and round. This is very nearly finished. As I said, I just need to pick up and knit the I-cord neckline. I've done a single I-cord, a one stitch I-cord bind off on the sleeves, but it is rolling up because it's not blocked, and a 3-stitch I-cord for the base. There we go. So yeah, so this is knit on 3.25mm needles. Would you stop it? Sorry, dog licking. Yeah, 3.25 needles. I've knit this out of a 50-50 blend of wool and cotton. This was, if you've seen my last video, I'd said that I'd done some dyeing and I wasn't happy with the colour. Well, this is the colour that it became, and I'm very happy with this colour, but I wasn't happy initially. So I had tried a new to me colour, and I wanted a pale green colour. When I first poured it on, it came out absolutely spot on the colour that I wanted. So I left it to sit in the pan for the normal half hour with the heat and whatnot, just so that all the colour would absorb. And when I went back to it, it was more of the colour of the inside of a black olive rather than the green that I'd originally gone for. I don't know if... Will the lighting in here allow it to pick up? No, it hasn't, but you can see where I didn't alternate my skeins. Naughty me, I'm a dyer. I should know you should always alternate your skeins, but I did not. So it had initially come out kind of like a yellowy beige colour, which was fine by itself. I posted on one of my Facebook groups with some fellow dyers about, you know, oh dear, what's happened here? What would you suggest? And one of the girls on there, or ladies on there, said that she'd been looking for a beige colour, and couldn't decide which colour to use to make that beige. And I basically answered the question for her, and she wanted to know what depth of shade I'd used for that dye. So my little oopsie helped out somebody else, so you know, always good to help. But in the end, I threw some green at it. Still didn't particularly like it. It hadn't come out the shade that I wanted, so I got a little bit frustrated and I threw some black at it and some navy. But I did not write down how much black I put on or how much blue I put on, so therefore this colour, I can't recreate this colour exactly as is. If you like the colour of this, you know, something similar, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can come up with something close to this to put in my Etsy shop. And on that note, if there's any colours you'd like to see, whether it be speckles, plain colours, anything like that, let me know. And after all, there's no point in me dyeing stuff up that people don't want to buy. If there's things you like, let me know and I will see what I can do. But yeah, so this is the Feels Like Summer tee. This is a fabulous pattern, very size inclusive. it goes from extra small all the way up to 5XL. And when I was trying this on earlier, I was still in my pajamas. I put it on and I thought, do you know what? This would actually be a really good gender neutral pattern. It's not knitted with a bust size, it's chest size. So if there is a man in your life that you'd like to knit it for, or if you are in fact yourself a male knitter and want to give it a go, then do look out for this pattern. I believe it will be coming out in July. I think the test knit runs until, I think, the 9th of July. I might be wrong, but yeah, so it should be coming out July, August time, and it's called the Feels Like Summer Tea. And yeah, fabulous knit. All the people in the test knit that we've been in the chat group with have been great, sharing progress and any little bits and bobs. So a good share and compare when it comes to the pattern and things like that. I am a little disappointed in myself that I haven't got it finished already, but I haven't been well, so I think I'll let myself off on that one. And I have also, it's probably why Bruce, who you might just be able to see down here, keeps licking me, I've got a trapped nerve in my elbow. So these two fingers, my ring finger and my pinky on my left hand, keep going numb and tingly. So that has made it a bit more awkward trying to knit because I've had my arm with an elbow brace on. So trying to knit with arms out in front, such like this, isn't very easy and isn't a new knitting style I'd like to take up, to be honest with you. So, excuse me, sorry. So this is very nearly finished and I'm hoping to get this finished this afternoon. Thank you to Becky for allowing me to be one of her test knitters. Check out her on Facebook and Instagram, and hopefully this pattern will be out soon so that you can have a go as well. So yeah, so that's the Feels Like Summer Tea. So that is all I've got to show with regards to completed knitting. I have already decided what my next project is going to be, and depending on how long it takes to knit the I-cord neckline, I may very even get round to starting that this afternoon as well. Somebody on one of my knitting Facebook groups that I'm part of had said that she was using up leftover odds and ends of yarn and doing a mitered square blanket, and I thought, ooh, I've got lots of odds and ends. I've got a whole basket full. So I am hoping that I am going to start that this afternoon and see how I get on. I am generally a monogamous knitter, but I am kind of thinking, maybe I could do a mitered square a day or two and then pick up what I'm knitting, you know, like a jumper or a larger item, and see if I knit faster, slower, complete things different, you know, does it help with keeping me engaged with my knitting, all of that sort of thing. So I'm going to see about doing that. So in my basket here, I have got, this one was a Giddy Yarns, I believe, and I want to say it was in the colourway Amy, and I think that was from one of her book collections. I want to say it was like from the Emily Bronte books or something, like from the Bronte sisters book, something like that. So we've got, that one was Amy. We've got a very little bit here of a Chromatic Yarns. Is that? There we go. Chromatic Yarns wool, which is lovely. And I can't remember. I'm sorry, Hannah. I can't remember the name of this colourway that you dyed. This was from one of her monthly yarn clubs. And then we've got some singles. This is Silver Linings. This is one of mine on, this is just a merino single. We've got some Duchess. Oh, that's a point. We'll talk about this top in a moment. Yeah, and then we've got some, this one is April Showers that I shared one of my dyed yarns a couple of episodes ago. So yeah, so we've got some odds and ends in here. We've got some pinks and a bit of purple. So that I think is going to become a mitered square blanket. And because I only finished the I-cord bind off of the top, the tee this morning, I don't know if I want to do I-cord. I might actually start on the, I think I'm going to start the mitered square blanket. So yeah, so I'm going to do that this afternoon while celebrating my mummy's birthday. Happy birthday, Mum, if you're watching. But yes, the top that I'm wearing, sorry I didn't mention this at the start, this is the Day Off Badge Tee by the Woolly Badger. I mentioned this in my last episode. I was wondering where to put my little tags that I sew into my clothes, like the designed by or handmade by tags. And I'm going to go for the arm here, because then this top is brilliant because you can wear it either way round, so you can have the lace panel down the front or the lace panel down the back. I think if I put the tag on the arm, that would be the best place for it to go, although I do actually need to sew the tag on, and I'll just pop a picture in here as well of the tags that I use, which I got from Etsy. The Etsy store I bought them from, I believe, has been closed because the seller, lovely man, Oleg, is from Belarus, and I think there's been some, because they're friendly with Russia and with what's going on geopolitically at the moment, I think his Etsy shop has been closed. But you can find other similar ones on Etsy, I'm sure. But yeah, so this, I was also saying that I don't think I had the body confidence to wear this with without another top underneath it. Well, because it's in such a, I wouldn't say it's a dark colour, but darkish colour, you can still see all of the lace pattern in the top. But you can't tell that I've not got a top on underneath. So it turns out I do have the body confidence to wear this top without anything underneath, which is great news, because here in the southwest of England today, it's about 17, 18 degrees. It's blustery though, so this is perfect. It's lightweight because it's knit in 4-ply finger and weight yarn, but it is warm enough to wear without anything underneath, and cool enough to wear and not get too hot. So I'm rather chuffed and pleased with myself that I do have the body confidence to wear this top. And I might even knit myself another one in some different colours. But I think I'm going to add that to my list of potential, my planned knits, shall we say. That's all I have got to show you today of my knits. Sorry I haven't done as much, but as I said, not been feeling great, and so sorry if this video has been a little bit flat. I am pooped. I want a nap, which I will have later, I'm sure. But yeah, so sorry I haven't shared much. I do have plans on my list of things to knit. There is a jumper design that I want to knit for a family member for Christmas. So I'm going to be dyeing up for that, I think, at some point this month. So I will bring you along for that journey with me. I'll show you the design that I'm going to be knitting, and discuss colours and what my thoughts and ideas on that one are. So yeah, so if you do want to catch that video, do make sure that you've subscribed and hit the notification bell, because it seems I just randomly upload videos as and when. So if you don't want to miss any, hit that bell. So yeah, so I'll hopefully get that done in the next couple of, or the dyeing for that done in the next couple of weeks. And I will look forward to sharing with you everything else that I have finished or been working on next time round. But how are you guys doing? I hope you are all well. Please leave me a comment below. Let me know what it is that you have been knitting this month. If there are any colours that you'd like me to put in my Etsy shop, let me know. But otherwise, thank you very much for spending your time with me today. I hope you have enjoyed yourself, and I hope to look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, guys.